Mr. Prime Minister, thank you so much for being here with us and having us.
Thank you for the opportunity.
The world wake up one day and a small little child by the name Alan Kurdi face down in the sand, dead on the beach in Turkey. And even though this is not new, this is something that's been happening for the last 3-4 years.
On an enormous scale.
Absolutely. The world reacted on a big scale to this situation of the refugees. It seems to the Canadian public that the opposition more focusing on bringing more refugees here, while the Conservative Party is more focusing on dealing with the source of the problem and the roots of the problem, which is fighting ISIS and our military mission. If there is a middle ground here.
Well, we're actually focused on both. I think the middle ground is actually our ground. First of all, I think the backdrop needs to be clear. Canada, in terms of refugees resettlement, obviously immigration generally, we are the biggest receiver of newcomers per capita in the world by far, including in refugee resettlement. In terms of the present Iraqi-Syrian situation, we've already admitted some 23,000 refugees, and I announced earlier in the campaign, before this story even broke, I'd announced the government of Canada wants to bring in more refugees. But I've said all along, we can't solve this problem through refugee policy alone. There are 15 million refugees and displaced persons in this region. There's no possible way of solving it through refugee policy. We obviously have been doing refugee policy, and we're doing more, and we will be doing more, but we're also providing humanitarian aid. We're one of the biggest funders in the world in absolute dollars of humanitarian aid to the region. Most of the people are still on the ground there and needing our help. And of course, we're also part of the international coalition fighting ISIS, because we already have 15 million refugees. If we don't stop this group from spreading, we're going to have tens and tens of millions of more. So the Conservative Party believes we have to do all those things. The other parties are arguing, for reasons that frankly they've never really articulated, that they would not fight ISIS. They would not fight ISIS.
Sure.
Why? Why? What's the reason for that? How would that help? That's absolutely beyond me. But we're the ones with a balanced policy on this.